بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone joining us from around the world. This is another episode of Leaders Talk. This is actually session number 13. We had 12 leaders who are part of this in the last 4 years, and today we have a new leader in very changing, let's say, market. The market is changing. The economy is changing, and we're learning a lot. And today we'll learn from a leader who's been through many different challenges over the last few years. I think we have many challenges. So welcome, Serge. Welcome to this session. Before you introduce yourself, I just want to say that this session is more about leaders talking to people in the industry and guiding them, giving them the key to be successful in this industry. And this is where we as leaders have this responsibility to share knowledge, guide people. And this is a platform where everybody will benefit. We will be happy to share knowledge and guide people. And the people who are listening will get a lot of benefit rather than learning. But from your own mistake, you can learn from us, and we can try to guide you wherever we can. MIFMA is here to support, and MIFMA's expertise from all around Middle East and globally can also assist. So thank you very much, Mr. Serge, for joining us today in the Leaders Talk session. Actually, I wanted this to be live. I come to Saudi and we meet one-to-one, but then I said, let's use technology.
Yeah, so it would have been nice. It's always nice to see you.
Yeah, so Serge, please, I would like you to start by introducing yourself, your background, and how did you start your career in FM? The floor is yours.
First of all, thank you, Ali, for this great privilege. It's an honor and always fun and to have a chat with you. And I hope my career will be interesting enough for the audience. I got dragged into FM, not started into FM. I got dragged into FM about 10 years ago when I was working at a company here in the Eastern Province called Masharaq. I was handed a project, was basically operation and maintenance of power and telecom systems in Jubail Industrial City, and I still remember it. It was an operation maintenance, technical operation maintenance contract that covered the whole city of Jubail, the power and telecom systems. From there, I was into the client already. We had good relations. They liked our performance. So I went into another project. I went into a janitorial services project. Again, it was a citywide cleaning project of indoor, like mosques, universities, schools, public restrooms and gardens and everything. So there I got introduced to the soft services part of this business. Later, we got a project again with them. It was a security systems, FM operation maintenance, and finally we got this whole buildings project. But it was a whole citywide. So all the Royal Commission buildings in Jubail City were operation maintenance contract. That's how I got dragged into this, but that's not how I got the passion, really. Because what made me interested more, the passion came, I guess, when I was walking down the mall with my wife, with my family, walking in the mall, and I noticed how clean the mall was and everything was working, and suddenly I realized all the work in the background that's been happening around here to get this mall to the current situation, to what we were enjoying. So I guess that's when I realized, well, you know what? A lot of work is being done that nobody can see. And that was really what hooked me to this business.
Yes. All right. So what's actually your background? Engineering, technical?
Electronic engineering.
Okay. You're like me. I'm electronic engineering. From where? Which university?
Montgomery.
Okay. So before FM, where did you start? What did you do? Because any experience you have in the past, I'm sure it's adding to. What did you do before you joined it?
Well, I'm a passionate person. I have a passion about automation, automation and control. Yeah, okay. So I started with automation and control project programming PLCs, controllers, then full SCADA systems. Actually, the one again, I'm going to go back to the Royal Commission because that's how I entered the country. My first job in Saudi Arabia was the automation and CAF-M system. Sorry, the SCADA system that runs the building, the headquarters of the Royal Commission.
Okay, so I know SCADA. I know what you're talking about because we had this.
Exactly.
My work in Burj Khalifa. So you are more of a technical background.
Yes.
And probably you had more business coming up, but because that one moment you saw the mall, how it is really, it makes the quality of life of people coming to the mall better. You feel there is a secret behind that, and you were maybe passionate to go into that, right?
You know, if when you go to theater to see a show, مسرحية, people see the show, don't realize how much work is being done all around this stage, behind this stage, around the stage, the lighting, the sound effects, everything. Don't see it, but that's really, those people are the heroes behind the scene that are making this whole thing succeed. So kind of the FM business is kind of the same thing. Basically, we are the forgotten heroes, let's call it.
I agree. So when did you join? So before you joined, you joined already Sidr today.
Yeah.
Before you joined Sidr, you were in FM for how many years before you become a CEO of Sidr, let's say?
Well, after 4 years in a Masharq company, I was 5 years. 5 years in Masharq. I was recruited by Zamal Group. I'm sure you've heard of it. Zamal Industrial. Zamal Industrial was more into operation maintenance of mechanical system. Let's say the ACs and everything. Yeah, their ACs and big, huge systems. Like what do you call it? So from there. They wanted to expand into the full FM business. They had a very visionary CEO, wanted to expand to full FM business, and they recruited me for that. I stayed with them for a year and a half. We started getting into the market, but honestly, I was stolen or recruited by Cedar Group in Riyadh. Yeah, so that was about 2.5 years ago. I joined Cedar Group as their commercial director, business development.
Wow, okay.
I was very, very happy for the first time ever in the past 10 years that I wasn't involved in any operations. But I couldn't keep it that way. I have a very loose tongue, let's say. So I'm sitting in my office, getting them new projects, doing their business development, relations, tendering, and everything. And I see them working the operation wing, but I cannot keep my hands in my pocket. I started saying, well, you should do this that way. This is this way. We can do it this way to make it to make better quality, save some money, everything. And he said, you know what? Why don't you take over the operations? And that's when I became the COO about 9 months ago, I guess. About 9 months ago, in June 10 months ago, in June 24, I was assigned as the Vice President of Operations or COO for Cedar Group.
Amazing. I think this is correct because if you're going to be a service provider and you're going to be the COO, you have to have commercial. You have to deliver, but you have to make at the end the bottom line for your shareholder. So it's an amazing way of growing to becoming a CEO of a group like Sidr. If you want to just tell the audience today and whoever will join us in the YouTube later, who is Sidr? Just a small brief about Sidr.
Cedar Group is literally one of the biggest FM O&M service providers in Saudi Arabia. Actually, it's one of the very, very few companies in Saudi Arabia that they provide the full spectrum of services. We provide all the way from city cleaning services to the highest sophisticated telecom, IT, cameras, systems maintenance and management. We do provide our security systems when it comes to soft services. We provide security staff. We provide landscape business. We cover everything from soft to hard, from the highest technology to the lowest of the business of the spectrum. So what is? We have about 32,000 employees.
22.
32,000 employees. Yes,
Wow.
we do not like to subcontract. One of our most powerful things is that we do operate ourselves. We are experts in everything. When we take an FM project, we do it A to Z. A to Z. So, yeah.
So this is more of total FM offering.
Yes.
You're doing everything and
Yes.
you're delivering and you're trying to control the quality across. That's great.
Exactly.
That's great.
That's the main purpose of this whole approach, is to control the quality of the business.
And of course, Sidr, for people who don't know Arabic word, Sidr is a tree. We have it in the Gulf. It's a famous desert tree, but it's very green and it's very fruitful. So it's a reflection of commitment and root to this place. I think that's why the owners called it Sidr. Yeah. So
Yes.
So my next question now, this is where we're trying to guide the people who are trying to, be motivated, proactive, learn, and grow in the careers here in Middle East in the industry. What lesson guideline you can share with the attendees that you can consider as a learning experience through your career? What are the lessons or tips that you want to share with them? You see them that this is important to be in you, to grow in career in in FM. What kind of guidelines?
Well, Ali, you said something a couple of minutes ago. To be able to operate well, you have to have some commercial background or understanding.
Yeah.
For me, I think the hardest thing to do in this business, and the most important thing, is to find the balance between P&L, profit loss, I guess, and the quality and the client's requirements. I've
Okay.
been all around this business. I've been into business development, marketing, pricing as a tendering. I've done the operations, the GM, everything. And what you really need to do is, honestly, the easiest trick: put yourself in the other person's shoes.
Yes.
Even internally, if you're in the tendering department or business development, put yourself in the operations shoes. See what they need. See, because they always will have a problem with your pricing, with your estimation. If you are the operator, put yourself in the client's shoes. Put yourself in the client's shoes. To see what's hurting him. What is it that he really wants? Usually, the client, they don't know how to do the things, but they know what they want. They want a clean mold. They want to fix everything. They don't have problems. All they can translate that into numbers, people. It's your job to understand what they want and give it to them instead of people as a solution. You need to get what they want, turn it into a solution, give it back. Also, as a tendering or business development, you need to understand what the client wants. That's a third part of the triangle. If you say the business development people, the operators, and the client. So the client and business development should also understand exactly each other very well. The tendering people need to know, and the business development people need to know what your client is asking for, not just the operators. Based on that, you can create a solution that you will give it to your operation people to give it to your client. So you need I go back here to my famous saying that I like to say: never take no for an answer. In any negotiation, always never take no for an answer. If you never take no for an answer, the only answer you end up with is yes. And please don't, people will come here and tell me, well, somebody can answer maybe. Well, the point is not the yes and no word. The point is, you have to, the client or the other side always has an issue with your offering. So instead of just accepting that no, tell them why. Always ask why. What's your problem? Try to understand, put yourself in their shoes. Try to understand what the problem is and come up with a solution until you get that yes. The word yes, that will literally, that's a golden word that we want in any negotiation or business, and regardless if you're in the operation or business development.
I agree 100%. Fantastic tips for everybody. And I think never take no for an answer. It doesn't mean that you can say, I can do it and you cannot do it. Sometimes you say, this can be done. Let me come back to you. It's not like, yes, I'll do it, because some people got into a trap. Can you do it by tomorrow? Yes. He went, I couldn't do it. He was terminated. Yeah. So I got some stories like this. So I like what you're saying, because it's attitude. You're there as a doctor for the building. and this owner of the building don't understand what's wrong with the building. He even doesn't understand his need. So I agree with you that you need to communicate clearly, understand, diagnose the problem, because sometimes the client will not even tell you what's wrong. He doesn't know what's wrong. Maybe you can get some input from him to understand what is the real problem that he wants to solve. And of course, you have to seek his support and engagement, because if you do it without him, he's not going to appreciate what you do. So, very important tips for everybody. Sir, do you want to add something to that?
I guess that's it.
Yeah. So, yeah, PNL, quality, quality is customer. People think quality is not customer experience. I think quality and customer experience are the same for me. If I want to do a good job, customer has to be happy. If I do 100% preventive maintenance and customer is not happy, then the quality I didn't reach the quality. It's not about just doing my scope. It's going beyond my scope and making sure that he's aware of what I did and he's happy about what I did. So I think the communication is a key element to grow. And
Yes.
some people say, Ali, there is tough customers. How can I handle tough customer? He doesn't want to speak. He just want to give. He only wants to give order. So, I'm sorry, I'm speaking on this because it's an important topic. What do you think? What if you have a tough customer?
You will get a lot of these type of these customers. All customers are tough customers. There are no easy customers. You have needy customers. Even the tough customer has a need. Find out, as you said, you're the doctor. The tough customer is a customer who's in pain, and he doesn't, and he's still in pain. Find that pain and find the medicine, the solution for that pain. Customers, again, they only know quantities. They think, get me 10 more people and this issue will be solved. Get me an extra equipment, this issue will be solved. But you will get that 10. The issue will not be solved. The customer is still tough and angry.
Exactly.
Find the solution. Find out why they're saying the no and try to find the solution for that one.
Yeah.
Now,
Exactly.
I'm not going to go into the person's mood when it comes to, of course, that does help. That does affect sometimes the judgment. But again, your work will speak for itself.
Yeah. And Serge, I always say there is two things to make you win a customer. Relationship. This is one. But relationship does not continue to win a customer. You need credibility. If you don't have credibility, relationship is important. People think the relationship is the only way. Please, Ali, I cannot find a job because I don't have a relationship. I said, relationship, you will reach to the interview, but the relationship will not take you to the next level unless you show credibility. You know your stuff. And this is what I always say to these young people. You have a problem, go to the field and solve it. Don't sit in the office and looking for an answer. What do you think about this? Going to the field?
Well, Ali, I think this is, again, people make they have to distinguish between opening the door. Relationships will open the door, will get you in the client. You might even help. It might even help you get the first project. But the rest is your efforts. It's your quality. That relationship that opens the door, if you abuse it and get in the project and don't deliver as you're supposed to, or the words that you use to sell this project, trust me, you will end up losing 10 projects after that. So reputation and credibility for me are as important as relationships. Plus, man, if you have the good quality, if you have the good credibility and reputation, the clients will come to you. Again, relationships can get you started, but they will not get you going. They will not continue.
I agree. So we have Mahmoud saying, but if you have good relationship with any client, you can see good result. I agree. You cannot be credible and tough to client. Relationship take you extra mile, but also client want action, right, Serge?
Yes. I mean, again, you will see good result, but it's going to be hard to maintain the results just with relationships. You really need to go the extra mile, give the solutions, give what your client needs, even if he doesn't know what really needs.
Yeah, and I agree with you. You should ask. if you don't ask your client, you will not improve. Ask, how am I doing? Where should I improve? What is today
a very
priority for you? Go ahead.
that's a very important trait. You need to care. You need to
Yeah,
care. Look,
exactly.
when you get into this business and you're just doing this as a job, 1+1, I've been given this much money, I'll use it to finish this project, I've been given these resources, I'll do my I'm going to just give it as it is. Trust me, you're going to end up failing. You need to come up with the solutions, feel the pain, understand the client, feel the pain, care about the business. You care about the asset as if it's yours. Go back and fight with your own company. Go back and fight with your own management. Tell them, I need this. You need to convince both sides. But again, when you go and fight with your own company, put yourself in the company's shoes. Why is the company not giving you this? Why are they limiting your resources? Maybe because they don't have the resources, or they don't have the money, or they think the project is losing. They misestimated it. Here's your job to find the solution. Again, understand everybody, find a win-win situation, that golden yes that you need to get from all sides to have a successful project for your company and for your client, and finally you get the reputation that you want for yourself.
Exactly. So moving to the next question, which is more about the newcomer in the industry. What does it take for them to grow in their career path and responsibility? What do they need to do? 1, 2, 3.
Honestly, personally, it's not going to be a 1, 2, 3 thing for me. Honestly, for me, I'm a person who doesn't care about certificates. Certificates are for you to hang on the wall behind you. I don't care about even the prior experience, since anyway they're newcomers. What I care about is really the mindset.
Yes.
The person has to have a out of the box thinking mindset, finding solution. This is the trick to this business. If you're gonna go out and do everything everybody else is doing, or the person before you doing, or what the book says, you might succeed, you might make a reputation, be a good project manager, but not really a good FM guy. The mindset that you need to have is finding solutions. Again, you have to find solutions to the problems. Balancing the work between your resources. Think out of the box, come up with solutions that will reduce your costs, make your company happy, same time increase the effectiveness of your resources, make your client happy, efficiency. So for me, it's a mindset. It's not a 1, 2, 3 thing. I would never advise someone go get a CFM training, or I'm sorry about this. I know you guys offer trainings at MEFMA, but I'm not going to advise anyone go do your PMP certificate, CFM certificate.
Unless he has experience. I agree. He needs to have experience a little bit.
Yeah, you need to think outside the box, out of the box. That's
I agree with you. Mindset is important. And, for me, I've been in many organizations, and the most dangerous thing as a newcomer is to be sucked with the culture, especially if it is negative culture. No, your boss is very tough. You're going to have very hard time. He's going to throw you somewhere. And this conspiracy theory, Serge doesn't care about people. This is what happened in organization. And you enter into organization as a newcomer, you already became negative mindset. You became reactive more than proactive. You need to come with a trust that people around me, even if they give me hard time, it's better for me. I'm going to learn. I need to be dragged into problem to be solved, not just sit in the office and answer calls.
Exactly. Yeah, don't run away from these problems. Get dragged into them. Find solutions. You're right, 100%.
So this is very important. So it's very important as a newcomer. Listen to your boss. Trust your boss. Show him your commitment. If he till you go right, but tell him why. Can I know why I'm going right? Because I'm learning from you. You're the leader. Sometimes this nice word, thank you, boss, thank you. It gives away that you're committed to learn, and people will open their heart. Some people say, nobody teach me. Nobody teach me. I need to teach myself. It's a way how to build that relationship, the extra mile that people can start giving you a chance to learn and grow in responsibility. People think it's just about, saying being nice. No, you have to sweat. You have to go to the site. You have to be nice, and you have to ask. And I think that's very important. The mindset is important. And I try to explain to everybody the mindset. We have
Yeah.
Ihab here is asking, how do you maintain excellent quality while generating profit?
Here it comes again. Find the
I
pain,
know
find the
they are
find the
insisting on this.
solution. Yeah. So no, it's a good question. It's a good question. Companies these days go estimate a project to the lowest to come up with the lowest bid. It's an open
Yeah.
public bid. So you put your bid, lowest prices to win the project, and then give it to your project manager. Tell them execute. And then
Yes.
comes the problem. Okay, I'm not making money. The project is not making enough money or the target intended amount. At the same time, while your company is not making money, your client is complaining that you're not giving me the quality that you promised in your papers or what I want. So hence the question, how do you maintain excellent quality while generating profit to the FM organization? So again, why don't you go put yourself in the other side's shoe? Think out of the box, come up with a solution to increase your efficiency. And I don't want to just say, I don't want to be this cliche words that increase efficiency, your profits will go up, your client will be happier. No, you have to really, I know it's not as easy as it's said, but you have to find solutions. Think of how to utilize IoT, AI. We have so much technology. The technology is advancing so fast and so hard that if you think a little bit, trust me, you'll find a lot of solutions. Talk to your client. What's their problem? What's their need? What is the quality that they're looking for? And I have to say this to some clients, and unfortunately, I don't know if their clients listening to me. If you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. That's that's how it is. When clients run after the lowest bid possible, they will end up getting the lowest quality possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think Ihab, excellent quality. There is different, level of quality. There is good quality, very good quality, excellent quality, and this is where how much they pay for that. So to generate revenue, you have to balance between quality and profitability. And the problem is, how do you define quality? Is it response time? The problem, I've been a service provider many times. Client think quality is response time only. Response time is a small part of your KPI. The quality mean many things. Response time in our environment is very hard. If you tell me I'll give you 20 technicians and you have to manage a mall of 2 million square feet and I need a response in 2 minutes, I cannot achieve. That's not quality. That means, you know, what you call impossible KPI. And I always tell client, response time is a small part of, a quality. You have to work around that. For example, if you have 10, toilets in one toilet block, if one went off, you don't have to go and repair it in 1 minute. You can do it in 24 hour, 48 hour. It's better to optimize resources. You can close that toilets. You have to plan. You cannot just respond quickly to that. So this is the problem in our industry. People link quality with response time. I think it's not. It's not. Link it to customer experience, link it to
Exactly.
understanding your peak hour, operating, being efficient. So I hope we answer that question. But anyway, we're trying to help here.
See, I want to add another point here. That's a very
Go ahead.
important thing for people. See, who's your end user as an FM provider? Who's your client? It's not really the guy who giving you money. Your end
Yeah.
user is the people who's using the asset, the facility that you are maintaining. Their satisfaction is your quality of work. If they're happy, trust me, your client is happy. The guy who's giving you the money is also happy. So you need to again put yourself this time instead of the client shoes, put yourself in the asset user, the facility user shoes, and see what he likes to see. You're for example a shopping mall. You're a person. You go to malls. Look what the things that catch your eye. Burning light, temperature is hot here, cold there, toilets are dirty. That's what you need to think about. you might get the response in time, but not give the right quality of work. So it's not always response time. No,
I agree. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're moving to the next question. It's about the key to be successful and grow within the industry. We try to give them some, I think, learning.
Well,
learning from
عصر التكنولوجيا.
technology.
Right?
Yeah, that's one.
So I think the right word, the right slogan here is don't imitate, innovate. Stop imitating. People have been doing the same thing for so long. Bring resources, throw it at the place, let them work. That's it. The market has been so saturated, and the profit margins have been so lowered that we are going to sink into a trap of the whole business is not fruitful anymore.
Yes.
So we need to come up. People, service providers such as us, need to come up with new solutions. Your client wants better quality, lower prices, and you can't blame him. Your company wants more projects, more profits. You can't blame them. We need to have strong solution development teams, innovative teams, to transform this whole business. I think we are on the verge of transforming the whole facility management business from resource oriented to a solution oriented business. We need to think how to use IoTs. Although for me, IoT, it's great, Internet of Things. It doesn't help you reduce your resources. Maybe it helps with your response times. You'll know the pain of the device or something before you get the signals and everything. Sure. I think we should look more into the AI, the artificial intelligence, brains that can think for us, think with us. They can see things that we don't see yet. For example, the cameras, and let it think for you. Let it identify the issues and let you know where to go, when to go, and who to send. Instead of having a supervisor walking around the mall, for example, for him to see a burnt light and schedule it to be fixed, that camera can see that light burnt and inform the nearest electrician to go and fix it immediately. So imagine how much time you saved, and the quality you raised, and the resources you saved. So we need to come up with ways to utilize this whole new technologies, the whole AI trend. We need to explore, and I'm talking beyond just ChatGPT and writing documents, quality documents.
Yeah, I see. I think I agree with you. Technology is important. We need to use technology. Today we have technology. We are not bothered about even analyzing data that we have. Ya akhi, simple. Make it. Even if they want to use technology, how many call out, which equipment? If you cannot track it manually, if you have technology, you can track it. Create a small program, because at the end you want to look at trends, data that will help you to spot abnormalities. I remember, Serge, once I was visiting one of the projects, and I told them, take me to the store. They took me to the store. I said, which is the fast-moving item? They said, this capacitor. I said, what is this? I said, the capacitor for the air conditioning unit outdoor. I said, wow, this much getting burned every day? I knew that there is a problem. Why it is burning so quickly, even if the client pay for it? Why? Is it the quality? Or is there anything wrong with the unit? Something else is wrong. This is a protection to the compressor. It's getting burned because something else is not abnormal. So it protects the compressor and other expensive parts of the compressor. So nobody does this. Even I remember this site visit, I remember it was in 2012. Today we are 2025. Anybody's looking at the spare part utilized and what type of spare part and why they are utilized.
This is amazing. What you just said, it's an amazing example. I love it. So yes, nobody is looking at that end. If you look at the spare parts, you might find exactly what the problems. And usually if it's so much capacitors, for example, it's not the AC then. If it's because this is multiple ACs, window units, that are having this problem. You need to check if the sun is directly coming on that outdoor unit and causing this. You need to check your electricity if it's fluctuating or something. So yes, that's
by the way, that
that's
unit was Chinese. that unit was Chinese. That project was done by China contracting. So I know.
I thought we agree. We're not going to talk about any quality of other contractors.
Sorry, the name of it was. Yeah, I agree with you. So it was a certain quality project. So that was different. That country has evolved, but it's the selection of material. Sometimes selection of project. You go to client and say, listen, I'm trying to look at trends. We look at trend, which is something called cost optimization program. You run a cost optimization program. You look at spare part. You look at time to go to store, time to take items. You go transportation time, work order time, preventive maintenance time. How much time you're spending, where you are spending the time.
But you looked at everything except for the problem. What's causing this problem? What if I can eliminate this whole trip? That's the trick. That's what.
This is why when you say cost optimization, you're gonna see the problem after that. So one of our problem was that the store was not properly identified. So it takes too much time to pull a spare. You know what I mean? That's number one. Number two, transportation. They were taking a key from one place and going another place. So they were consuming too much fuel just to take the spares and come. So we said, okay, send the spare to the site. Don't tell the technician to come to the store because it's far away from their site. Create a site store. There was easy, solution. And this exercise I did in 2007. Once you do cost optimization, please don't bring a consultant. I'm a consultant. Don't bring a consultant. Put supervisor from the team to talk about the process and procedure and how they're doing it, and they're gonna spot that the problem or the gap in their processes and procedures. Maybe it's competency of people. They're not getting enough training to troubleshoot equipment.
Actually, Ali, you pinpointed an extremely, extremely important point. I've been in all the way from the bottom to the top of the ladder. There is a bridge that needs to be between the management and the people below, and that's that gap that there is. That's a big problem in a lot of companies. The management needs to understand the technician here and the supervisor here. He's the guy who knows really what your problem is, and I'm sure he raised it many times. And the guy above him just ignored, and then they stopped caring. They stopped telling. But if you go down, if you really want to know what's the problem with your project, you need to go down to your technician, talk to your technician, talk to your supervisor, tell him what's your problem. Why can't you do this? Why weren't you able to do this? And because the management, all they think about, as you said, there's a problem with the spare parts are not enough. Buy more. It's taking so much more time. Well, spend more. Get more cars. Give them more. That's how they think about it. But if you ask that guy, you would realize, this problem is happening because of a technical issue. That if you just solve that, you could save a lot of the money and raise your quality.
Exactly. There is one more thing. This is why you said technology, and I think if you bring data from all around your operation to one place, for example, I remember subcontractor where taking advantage that there is two director ordering from two different city. So here he give him 20% more because the other guy sitting in the other city is tough. This guy is not tough. He's charging him 20% more. So as an organization, if you have technology and all these work orders, specification of equipment, specification of spare part came into one place, and you run a trend, you're going to see that this guy is buying the same spare part as that guy, and this guy is paying more, because sometimes you cannot centralize everything. In FM, you have so much transactions happening. A client wants you like a restaurant. You need to cook the meal now and do it. Right? So you cannot centralize.
Yeah, that's another big problem. Yes.
Yeah, so I think technology and bringing data together, we're missing that. Somebody who sits centrally and analyze data from all around the sides and, guide people, So there is many key to be successful in this industry. So we need people who are thinkers more than doers. And I think you agree with it. So this is what you said, that you need to be a thinker, solution-oriented person. Don't be a service-oriented. When you are service-oriented, just give a service and go. When you are solution-oriented, while you're giving a service, you're going to find other issues in your way. And this is what we say. If you are an AC technician going in a building and you saw the building is not clean, report. Don't say this is not my job, you know. And this is why, Serge, you brought me to very sensitive issue, because I notice a lot of FM managers, FM engineer, they don't go to the site. They just do paperwork. And I tell them,
Yes.
70% of your time is to go to the site. If you're doing too much paperwork, means there is something wrong with the organization. You're overdoing paperwork. I want you to go to the site to see client, to see your technicians, what is their challenges. You're a solution oriented as a manager, as an engineer. You're not a paperwork guy, So what do you think of this?
Yeah, that's extremely important. There's always a limited visibility you can get from far away on a project. Yes,
Exactly.
Numbers tell a lot of things. They will tell you, numbers will tell you there is a problem.
Yes. I lost you for 1 minute. So until Serge joined back, as he say, it's important for us to...
Am I back? It's saying try to
you're
reconnect.
back now. You're back. Okay.
Okay, so I don't know where I lost you, but I was saying that data and information is great, paperwork is great, but there's a limit. That would tell you, but this information will only tell you that there is a problem, but it won't tell you what the problem is. You have to go into your projects, visit the sites, sit with the client, and look. Just because the project is running well and the client is happy, that doesn't mean you shouldn't go to them. That's that's more reason for you to go to that client, because that's a kind of client who trusts you already and who will give you the chance to explore, find better solution, provide better systems. Try your ideas, your out-of-box ideas with that client, because he already likes you. He's happy with your service. He can trust you.
Yeah. One trend I've noticed in my career, Serge, is cleaner becoming a senior manager. I have a person I know, he started as a cleaner and he became a senior manager, and he's running engineering team and soft services team. And he started as a cleaner. And I like what you said. It's not your certificate, it's your hard work. And we have many other. Today I talked to a guy. He started as a technician, and he's today associate director. So this successful story doesn't mean that qualification will take you anywhere. It's only your hard work, the way you're learning and grasping and approaching client and making client happy, making your team happy as well. What do you think of this?
Not just that, Ali. Actually, I love those people who grow, who start at the bottom of the ladder, because those are the people who can bridge that gap between the technical knowledge and the managerial knowledge, between the P&L, and they know how to make what wins, and they know what makes money, and they know what makes the quality of work. These are the guys who can actually succeed. Actually, that's very important. Those are the guys who you can trust to give the right solution, to find out, to come up with new solutions, think out of the box. They know what the problem is. They know that, well, you know what? If that cleaner did it this way, he can save some time. Saving time, less resources, it's great. That's what you need. So,
agreed. So it's the attitude, the appetite to learn. I have many examples during my career. People, I can see them now in their location, and they started as a BMS operator or a technician or a cleaner, and they're doing so. But of course, they learned. They went and did some kind of certification, but it did not qualify them. It's their hard work. Their company trusts that they're for the company. So yeah, we go to the last question now. It's about leadership quality you need in your FM team. You have an FM team. Your team probably will hear now or tomorrow when the YouTube will be live. But what do you expect as a leadership quality in your team?
First of all, leaders should be leaders, never a manager. I do believe in the leading instead of managing. Be part of your team. Don't sit on top of them and give orders. Never give orders. Guide people. Leader should have the hands-on experience, in my opinion. A good leader in this business should have the hands-on experience, regardless the cleaner, as a supervisor, as a technician, or whatever he started. But they need to have that hands-on experience that gives them the understanding of what's happening down at the lowest level of the operations. Now, I don't like people to come with their problems. I like people to come to me with solutions. Problems are everywhere. I've had a lot of experience. I've been everywhere. If you come with a problem, I'll probably find a solution. But I want you to come with your solution or solutions. Maybe it's out of your authority to solve it that way, but you know that that's the right solution. Then you come to me and tell me, you know what, I have this issue, and this is the solution, the best solution. But it will cost us extra money or extra resources, or it needs special approval. I need an approval for that. That's how I like them to come. I don't like them to come to me and tell me, you know what, I have a problem, solve it. I need you to go with me to this client. I need you to talk to that guy to go easy on us or not deduct from our invoice. No, you do that legwork and let me be the helper to facilitate the solution you found. Don't make me the one to find the solution for you.
Agreed. Never give orders, be close to your team, hands-on experience, solution-oriented, and I always tell the team, I remember, Serge, I joined one organization, and when I met my team, I called them on Saturday. They said, why Saturday? I said, because I don't want to take you from your client. This is my attitude. Your weekly time is with your client. I decided Saturday because I want to hear from you. So I want this work act resolution. And they said, what is work act resolution? I said, we need to resolve problem. So we need to act against this problem. It's a war act resolution. Please send me what is your problem. HR, procurement, finance, IT, tell me everything. Shortage of people, put it in the list. Then I said, it's already in the list site-wise, and then we try to create a common problem. Now, do you think HR problem is only HR issue? It's everybody's issue. We need to solve it closely with HR. And you change the mindset of HR and procurement. Say, don't wait for the side guys to come to you. You go to them. We become solution-oriented even in the company, that you have a problem because you cannot go to the company because you're on the site with the client. We'll make sure the company comes to you in weekly basis, listen to you. So we created this kind of a culture that our focus, everybody's focus is client. Is not our organization stays because our clients likes us. If clients don't like us, we're out of business. Everybody loses his job. Thank you very much. So I think it's important for us to have the solution oriented, work with everybody. If you cannot work with people, you cannot work even with your family. You know what I mean? So what do you think of this analogy of operating FM company?
Actually, I agree with you. And there's another point that people don't realize. Sometimes you have so many problems, but there's always one or two problems that are causing all these other problems. And that's what you need to find.
Exactly.
It's not always about, So one problem could be causing another. That's, you need to analyze. It's not always the first, trust me, in FM, the first solution that comes to mind, it's the wrong solution. Never go with the first solution, because usually the first solution that comes to mind is more resources, throw in more money, get in more people, or add an equipment. Trust me, that's the easy way, and that's never the best solution, because it's either you spending more money or your client accepting less quality or less performance. So, as when you said, the HR, come on, the biggest two pillars and problems of every FM operation maintenance contracts: HR, purchasing. And if you think your company is bad because the HR and supply chain problems, trust me, it's not just you, it's the business. Find a way. You have to think ahead, build an SLA between you and your company, not just your client. Build an SLA with your supply chain, SLA with your HR, with your recruitment. Let them feel your pain. Again, I told you to put yourself in the other guy's shoes. Why don't you take them and put them in your own shoes? Get the supply chain to the site, as he said. Get the HR to the site. Let them sit with the client. Let them
Exactly.
understand why you need those services. Trust me, they will come up with the people and the money to get you to solve your issue once they feel your pain. Put them in your shoes as well.
At the end, it's company's reputation. We have to all survive for that. I like the way you've said it. I think it's important to get HR procurement to sit with me while I'm mobilizing with the client to see how tough some client is, and so they take things in a real actionable way. So I think it's all about communication, but ultimately you're the guy who's leading the way because you're the first liner with the client. So so never give orders.
The analogy, yes. Yeah, somebody says never give. The analogy that they say the customer is always right, fits perfectly in our line of business. The customer is always right. You have to make him happy, but it's for you to find out what makes him happy. Again, because the customer wants a perfect mall. It's you to find out how to get there.
Exactly. There is a question. We don't answer questions here, but we'll answer the question. How can you convince a client not just to look into KPI and some escalation, need real solution, not a temporary solution, to maintain the score rather than providing best solution to maintain the quality? Okay. We got you. It's simple. What do you think? Did you understand the question?
I need you to repeat. I don't see the question, so if you repeat it,
okay, I'm gonna say it in a different way because it was. So he's saying client focusing KPI and escalation, but we are not solving solution. We are not solving the problem. We're just giving a temporary solution to maintain the score only because I'm getting 80. How can I get 90? I'm gonna do certain things to make a client give me 90, but actually I'm not doing real quality work in the site. So for example, I am making client happy by shifting equipment rather than making the cleaning team to do cleaning because I'm pleasing him. So my score will go high because my client score is subjective, not objective. He will give the score based on his mood, or this is what he's saying. How to convince
that's the problem.
Change the way he do it. Yeah.
Sorry, I jumped in, but sorry again, I jumped in, but that's a problem with a lot of project managers here in this line of business. They think their job is to please the client. They think their job is the commercial successful of the project. Yes, it's great, it's good. I want my project managers to get me the 100%, 95% satisfaction, get me my full invoice. But you as a project manager, that doesn't make you the best project manager. The best project manager is your facility management. Just like a building, when somebody's building a building, he succeeds when he completes building the construction. You as a facility manager, you succeed when getting that facility in its best condition, maintaining it in its best condition, and even getting it on a better condition, not by getting that invoice. Yeah. I'm talking about the person himself, of course.
Exactly. So ultimately, sometimes you have to go back to client and say, listen, these KPIs are not very effective. I can suggest a KPI, because some KPI, the problem is they are not really linked to what you do. They're high level, or sometimes they're very, as I say, response time. I went to the client and say, listen, response time is not a KPI. It's a small component. I remember one of the clients said, you fail. I said, what did I fail? You did not log the cleaning order into the system. I said, my friend, it's a mall. If you tell me something dirty, I'm going to go clean it. Why to log it into the system? I'm going to have 2 people just to log work order for cleaning in the system. While if I have a robust quality assurance in the mall, I'm going to do it in 1 minute. Why do I spend 10 minutes to log this in the system? The floor got dirty. Believe me, I had this discussion with some client. I say, you're overdoing this KPI. I say, you're over cleaning. You should not capture as response time to cleaning. Cleaning is on the site. You tell me this area is dirty. Somebody, skip something. Immediately somebody will clean it. Why do I need to look it in the system before I clean it? That's, so some people, they've been overdoing things, over engineering or adding process to everything, and they think everything has to be captured in, everything has to be in the system. So we need to educate the client about what is the right KPI, how can we do better? How can we improve? How can we assist you in the life cycle? In the main, because Serge, the problem today, they focus on only 10 to 15% of really running costs. The biggest running cost is energy cost. Energy cost is the biggest running cost, 40% of total operating costs. And there is also this replacement, refurbishment. So I can help you to optimize your major costs rather than you squeeze me in doing things that are non-essential for you. Like these KPI, people started putting KPI just for the sake of scoring, not for the sake of improving quality. Anyway, we're making it longer, but the question triggered many things.
You're speaking straight from the heart here. See again, it goes back to what the client doesn't know what he really needs. He know what he wants. So they just they translate that into numbers, number of resources, number of cleaning time, and everything, and they turn it into KPIs. It's your job to go to the client and tell them, you know what? Why did you put this here? Why did you want this KPI? He will end up telling you, because I want this to be always clean. Okay, what if I do it differently and put a KPI of having it clean every half an hour? But you inspect me every 15 minutes. Sure, but you need to educate the client and negotiate with them. The KPIs are, I'm sorry, we're still new to KPIs, I guess, some clients here. So they're just putting it for the sake of putting it. If it comes to amount, they just put it as a KPI. And sometimes another problem, previous experiences make the client put KPIs for problems and issues he had with a contractor before you. The contractor before you was bad. He gave less manpower, played with the cleaning material and whatever. So that forces your client to go and put a KPI for number of people, quality of material, and things like that. And that's not the right solution.
Exactly. I think very interesting discussion, especially about leadership quality. But ultimately, Serge, today, I think the planning part, the first 3 months, is very important for us. How do we work in the first 3 months, 3 to 6 months? I always tell my leadership, first 6 months, even if I have in the scope 50 technicians, but I need 70, I'm gonna put 70. You know why? Because the first 6 months is where you gauge the health of the building. You understand the trend of you need expertise in the first 3 months at least, because you will put the right plan together. You see, failing to plan is planning to fail. So I think mobilizing, doing the conditional assessment, looking at how the building is being operational, what is the client expectation in the first 2 to 3 months, doing continuous survey, getting feedback. That is what we expect from our leaders on site. Sometimes survey is not just a survey, feedback every day from certain clients or certain people, end users, as you said. So yes, I think hands-on experience is the most important quality. You be to the side and try to solve many issues. Now, we want Serge to end this by last 3 words that you need in anybody that you think he will be successful in FM. What are the 3 words that will make us successful in FM? To end up this session, we've already completed, mashallah, 1 hour. Tell me. Serge, did I lose you?
3 words, literally?
Yeah, okay, you can.
No, you're frozen, but I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. You're also frozen
okay.
to me. I don't know if it's from my side or your side. Go ahead.
Maybe it's a network issue.
Yeah.
Well, basically, again, don't be a doer, be a thinker.
Yes.
Don't imitate, innovate, and never take no for an answer.
Don't have no for an answer. Fantastic. This is very good. This is amazing insight for people who wants to be successful in the FM. Serge, we enjoy the time, and always in these sessions, time passes quickly, and we've run the hour. Thank you very, very much for your time today, for your dedication to support the industry and guide people. And I would like to thank people who attended and urge people to also listen to these kind of talks, because they really give you insight and experience of many people who've been in this industry and would like you guys to be part of very successful journey and career path in this industry. Thank you very much, Serge, and we see you soon in Saudi Arabia.
Yes, thank you, Ali. Thank you, all the audience. See you soon.
See you. Thank you. Take care. Thank you.